drive quite slow into the past or the future if it suits ya. The past may overtake us soon if it collides with a string of camels that were left outside, tearing down the shiny walls of space-time's continuum. Actually, it may not have 40 walls, but it must have curtains for privacy. Now don't you go right past, you mustn't drive too fast. The future affects the past. Space-time continuum, space-time continuum. Who knows where we're from? Cosmology without apology. No one knows the topology. Only craziness will find the way, breaking down the rule book.
Okay. A little technical problem here. But that's all right. Now, of course, we know T.S. Eliot. Was he a civilian?
No.
That wasn't it. All right. This famous quote, and I actually have it. Let me just hear him. Whoops. Oh, we're not on internet? What happened on the internet? All right, I guess I'm going to have to skip that. But okay. Time present and time past are both perhaps present in time future, and time future contained in time past, from Bert Norton. It's also a kind of poetic expression of the basic idea. And we'll continue here. Okay, the important big picture problems in physics today. Now this will be about as technical as I get, but to give you some idea. How do we unify Einstein's general relativity of the gravitational field, the quantum field theory of the basic, the electroweak and strong forces? That's one of the big problems that in mainstream physics today. Is time travel to the past, the wormhole stargates, possible? Many of you have heard of the new movie Interstellar. Caltech's physics professor Kip Thorne is kind of the world's expert in this field, and he did some of the science that's in the movie, in which the time travel to the past through wormholes is depicted in a science fiction way, in the style of kind of H.G. Wells, who was a civilian. But there's many technical papers. A lot of people are taking this idea of time travel to the past very, very seriously. It's not just fiction anymore. And okay. Also, what is consciousness? What is our consciousness? How can we explain our self-awareness in a scientific way? How real is real? For example, there are a bunch of physicists at Oxford in particular, this guy Nick Bostrom, where the idea is that perhaps the whole universe is some kind of a computer simulation, this giant cosmic computer, and we're all three-dimensional images in somebody's simulation. I mean, it's a crazy idea, but a lot of very smart, I guess, crazy people are taking it very seriously. And are we alone? Are we alone in the multiverse? Is there intelligent extraterrestrial life? In fact, are there advanced intelligences? In fact, Stephen Hawking, some of you may know that Hawking also takes this problem quite seriously, and basically Hawking, I think, believes that there are these advanced intelligences, but it's a mistake for us to try to get in touch with them. And what about God? Einstein has a famous remark where he says, God does not play dice with the universe. Einstein was not comfortable with the seeming uncontrollable randomness at the very heart of matter. And so we now know that Einstein didn't know this, or would probably not accept what I'm about to say, is that God plays dice, but he loads the dice back from the future. He's playing, he's not playing a fair crap game. So the idea is that future events are contributory causes of present ones. Past causality is interacting with our future or retrocausality at the junction of the present moment called now. That they're like two flows of quantum information. When they collide, they interfere with each other, that creates the present moment. That's kind of the idea that is being thought about among some of the top minds in quantum physics today. Okay, okay, now there's this guy, Darrell Bem of Cornell University, very eminent experimental psychologist. He's an emeritus professor. He was the head of the American Psychological Society. He has published a paper called Feeling the Future, in which using brain experiments, there's actual evidence that at least our subconscious minds are able to see what's going to happen to us about maybe a half a second, 1.5 seconds in the future. But there's a whole, you can go online. By the way, my full presentation with all the technical stuff will be available online, so anybody can just download it, and you can ask me questions on email. I'll tell you what my email is at the end. But this is an article in Wired magazine called Feeling the Future. Is Precognition Possible? All right. This is another article in Discover magazine. I'm quoting here. A series of quantum experiments shows that measurements performed in the future can influence the present. Does that mean the universe has a destiny and the laws of physics pull us inexorably towards our pre-written fate? And this concerns the work of an Israeli physicist named Yaakov Aharonov, who worked with David Bohm. Some of you may have known David Bohm was at Birkbeck College. He had worked with Einstein. And in fact, Obama, the president of the United States, gave Yaakov Aharonov a medal, a science medal for this work at the White House. So, all right, I'll skip that. And just to show you that it's not totally crazy, there was just a few months ago at Trinity College, Cambridge, there was a workshop with about 50 or 100 physicists about this very issue, because if the future influences the present and even the past, what about free will? And there's this whole kind of, this is online, you can see videos, download the papers, but some very famous people are involved in thinking about these problems. We're just asking the questions, we're not saying we have definite answers. Okay, now this happens to be actually the grandfather of an old flame of mine from the 1980s. And Henry Dwight Sedgwick from the Harvard Porcellian Club wrote, "Science proceeds as if the past were the home of explanation, whereas the future, and the future alone, holds the key to the mysteries of the present. When the first cell divided, the meaning of that division was to be discovered in the future, not in the past. When some pre-human ancestor first uttered a human sound, the significance of that sound was to be interpreted by human language, not by apish grunts. When the first plant showed solicitude for its seed, the interest of that solicitude lay in the promise of maternal affection." And this is a beautiful line, I think. "Things must be judged in the light of the coming morning, not of the setting stars." So this whole idea of Aristotle's final cause, teleology, purpose of the universe, it's of course philosophically it's a well-known school of thought, I guess connected with American transcendentalism. Ralph Emerson and people like that, and Sedgwick was part of that school. Actually, was a friend of. I'm diverting here, but who was the Henry James? Henry James was a close friend of Sedgwick. Okay, well, I'll just skip this, but it's the idea, okay, it is not the past which, like an unquoting spring, pushes us on. Creation faces the future and is drawn onward by an irresistible attraction. For though it be the maximum in the schools, says Thomas Traherne, that there is no love of a thing unknown, yet I have found that things unknown have a secret influence on the soul, and like the center of the earth unseen, violently attracted. We love, we know not what. Well, just to make this a little more literary, just like Sir James Jeans, I guess almost 100 years ago. The stream of knowledge is heading toward a non-mechanical reality. The universe begins to look more and more like a great thought than like a great machine. Mind no longer appears to be an accidental intruder into the realm of matter. We ought rather hail it as the creator and governor of the realm of matter. This, I guess that's 1920s, I forget when he said that. And he also said, I incline to the idealistic theory that consciousness is fundamental, that the material universe is derivative from consciousness, not consciousness from the material universe. In general, the universe seems to me to be nearer to a great thought than to a great machine. It may well be, it seems to me, that each individual consciousness ought to be compared to the brain cell in the universal mind. Schrödinger, one of the founders of quantum theory, also had that point of view. But it's not just metaphysics anymore. It's not just speculation. There are real things happening in laboratories that are pointing in this direction. That's what a very quick discussion of the current cosmology. This is the picture of the standard cosmology, the creation of our visible universe from quantum fluctuations, the vacuum, and development of galaxies. And here you can see this Big Bang expansion. If you look at the way this curve is going, it's going outward like that. That's the expansion of space is accelerating. It's not slowing down, it's accelerating. There's something called dark energy, which is making this happen. That's one of the big problems thing. What is the nature of this dark energy? Because it turns out dark energy has an anti-gravitational repulsive effect. Everybody used to think gravity was only attractive, but this cosmic dark energy is repulsive. Okay, so this is a big problem in physics today. And also, most of the world of matter, of the world stuff that causes gravitational fields, whether attractive gravity or whether repulsive gravity, it's dark. It doesn't interact with light directly. And so like 70, these figures are roughly maybe 73%, it's changing with measurements as they get more accurate. But roughly, all the stuff we know is out there, we know indirectly by its gravitational effects. 75% of it is dark energy, which does this anti-gravity repulsive thing. And by the way, with dark energy, if we can make it strong enough, we can make Stargate time machines, the wormholes, see? Because you need repulsive gravity to do that. And up until, we only discovered dark energy about 1998. See, this is all very new. Nobody before, about 15 years ago, even dreamt of anything like this. This is an amazing development, okay? And it's blowing physicists' minds. They don't really know what to do with it. But even more than that, 21% is what's called dark matter. So this unknown stuff is creating attractive gravity fields, and only about 4% is us. 4%, only 4% of all the gravitating stuff out there is atoms and light, particles, like in the LHC accelerator in CERN, the stuff they make there. That's about 4% or less of the entire universe. So this is a big problem, folks. This is a very big problem. I mean, it's like everything we thought we knew is not really right. So something important is missing.